And a piece of American history is about to go on display here in D.C. The Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum recently started a Kickstarter campaign to touch up Neil Armstrong's spacesuit. Last week, the new and improved suit was finished. You can check out the updated suit when it goes back on display for the first time in 13 years this summer. It's part of the celebration of the 50th anniversary of Apollo 11's launch on July 16th.